Just getting to Fonda, Fultonville. So wait, you're saying we've been here before? We have this year. We presented to the middle school and we did a short little half-hour presentation for high school kids. However, they asked us to come back, give our message to the high school kids, but something else is happening today. We have constructed and built a program called B.R.A.V.E.S, B.R.A.V.E.S, B.R.A.V.E.S. B.R.A.V.E stands for bullies, 16th century bullies. R, just the letter R, action-based. We know nothing changes unless we jump into action. Bullies are action-based. They're vulnerable, right? Superheroes live in the world of vulnerability, and we know that that's one thing that kills empathy is vulnerability. Bullies are action-based, vulnerable, empathetic. We know our kids out there today are about 40% less empathetic than they were 30 years ago. So we work on empathy. We have a thing called empathetic fitness. And of course the S stands for superheroes. Nothing changes unless we jump into action and become superheroes for those that need it the most, the hopeless. So we're starting the B.R.A.V.E.S program. Fonda's gonna run it for about 6 weeks. It's a K-12 leadership program. So what is it? It's a bunch of play. We get high school kids to do bully drills with little kids, with elementary school students, and teach them what's going to happen eventually to them as they get older. They're gonna fall into the same bullying situations, the same kind of behavior patterns that most humans fall into, but our kids will have practiced because they will have done bully drills for hopefully years before they reach the middle and the high school. All right, gotta get in there. Fonda, Fultonville, here we go. It just got blurry, but that's okay. That's how I feel because it's early and we got a little snowstorm last night. They were thinking school might be canceled today. Anyway, let's go in there and get set up for the high school, Fonda, Fultonville, Central New York. Boom. Yo, what's up? Can someone drag this for me? Yeah, and you grab this one. It's a superhero stand. Don't hit anybody with the stick. All right? Here, you ready? Yeah. All right, let's do this.
Do you know where it is?
Nope. Multi-purpose room, you're gonna show me. This is our 8th grade B.R.A.V.E.S team right here. Right, they got their costumes on and everything. Amazing. I'm following you, don't follow me.
Staff.
You got a staff. You're like Moses or somebody, right?
I don't know. Do you remember me? Or no? I was one of the superheroes.
You were?
That went up there.
Did you do a good job?
Well, obviously, I did better than the other person.
Obviously. What are you?
They got
Hi, this is the multi-purpose room? Okay. So I think we gotta grab some chairs. Yeah, but we're gonna be in here most of the day.
That's okay.
So just everybody grab yourself a chair back there.
I think the wig takes it to a whole nother level.
I'll wear this to
You're like a cross between you just remind me of like a cross between like.
She looks like a superhero.
Like Superwoman, Little Red Riding Hood, and no, who's the one with the Dorothy? You're a brand new superhero. You're a new breed. Superwoman, Little Red Riding Hood, and Dorothy. Super Red Dorothy. Super Red Dorothy. I like that. And what are you?
I'm Gatorade Woman. It's just, I don't know.
Gatorade. I'm seeing some sponsorship there.
I know.
Right? And what do you got?
I'm a flower girl.
A flower girl. Okay. And you?
I'm the contagious smile.
A contagious smile.
I'm just Miss Amazing.
Miss Amazing.
Mine's in the bag.
Okay.
I'm the crab key.
The crab key. The crab key. The crab monkey.
I'm Super E. I'm just me.
Super E, just me. All right. Just you.
Wonder Haley.
Wonder Haley. Like Wonder Bread.
Sure.
All right.
I'm just like going to the movies with my popcorn socks.
You have popcorn socks?
Yeah.
I love popcorn.
Let's just say the public haven't made a name for me yet.
All right, we got to come up with a name for her. Them crazy boots. Now this one blew my mind here.
I'm not in costume yet though. I gotta put it on.
Okay. I thought you just put it in your lap.
Oh no,
I thought you just put it in your lap because you said you were Jelly Belly. So I thought you just sat with a bunch of
I'm
balloons.
gonna wear it.
All right.
I am Galacticat.
Galacticat. That's pretty good, huh? So this B.R.A.V.E.S program is built on certain principles. And you got to know these principles, and I was telling the other group this, if you don't understand the principles that we built this on, it doesn't really work. Because you have to have an understanding of the science behind it, and the reason it's going to work, and the reason it's going to change the culture in the school. And number one, you got to understand the difference between a culture and a climate. Climate is the everyday stuff that happens, right? So it's the things that the standards, the stuff that your teachers say you can and can't do, and the things that they let you do and don't let you do. Those are like climate issues, the daily things that go on. The culture is just what everyone has accepted, right? And this is just the way things work here at Fonda, because you've just been integrated into the culture. So if the culture is roasting people and being mean, everybody's going to do it. If the culture is this, it's that, everybody's going to do it. We're trying to create a culture of sweethearts and heroes, and we're going to do it through this B.R.A.V.E.S program. You got to understand there's 5 principles that B.R.A.V.E.S is built on top of. So B.R.A.V.E.S is a student leadership program. This will be the longest kind of definition thing I give you. And most of you will hear what I say, but you won't really grasp it till later this afternoon. But B.R.A.V.E.S is a K-12 self-directed. Now that's a huge word when I start talking about play. It's self-directed, which means you're all directing it, not me. Self-directed leadership program designed for high school students. The purpose of B.R.A.V.E.S is to use the power of human connection. We know human connection. One of the things that's killed empathy in our children, why you all are 40% less empathetic than kids 30 years ago, is because you're not connecting like people used to. I'm not saying that's entirely bad. You're communicating more than you ever have, but you're not connecting, right? The power of human connection, acceptance. There's only 2 things a human being needs: significance or purpose, and human acceptance. We'll talk about that. Behavior modeling, I'm huge on modeling, we'll talk about that. To teach elementary students how to become sweethearts and heroes, the deliverers of hope, the takers of action, fostering a growth mindset. I'm big on that. A lady named Carol Dweck from Stanford came up with that. Fostering a growth mindset through collaborative student practice. B.R.A.V.E.S uses the art of play, modern brain science, and the best and simplest way to learn, becoming a teacher. Many great philosophers said if you want to learn something, just teach it. If you want to learn something, just teach it. And that's what you're going to become, are teachers. The goal of B.R.A.V.E.S is to create a self-directed culture, I just mentioned that word, that empowers bystanders, people that see it happen, right, to jump into action, to change the state of someone. So, we're going to talk about leadership, what I believe leadership is, and what the kind of leadership we want in B.R.A.V.E.S. We're going to talk about empathy and how that culminates into bully drills. We're going to talk about play real quickly. We're going to talk about the brain science that this is built on. I'm going to skip most of that, but I'm going to mention it real quick. And we're going to talk about this guy named Feynman, right? He was a Nobel Prize winner, an award-winning physicist, and they called him the great explainer. They say he could teach anything to anybody. And that's what you're going to be able to do. You start teaching something to someone that you have to know for an exam. When you get hung up and the person says why, that's the moment.
I think I got it. So if you have a big triangle, if you have an isosceles, or if you have like a triangle and you cut it in half into 2 congruent sides, these 2 sides are congruent, and the area for the formula of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So if you wanted to find the whole thing, it would be here times this, 1/2 of that.
Mary, can we kick our first person out?
But I think I know.
I know, but she's making me feel really silly. No, stop it. So here's your role. You're gonna have to give little kids these roles. Your job in this bully drill, I may change it later, is just to act sad. Happy? Hold it there. Now you're not allowed to say anything is the only rule, okay? Now who's gonna be the bully? Ooh. Holy Christmas. Look at those things. That's my immature brain. Wow, so there's our bully, right? Now your only job is to make fun of his sweatshirt. He's got an old ripped up sweatshirt. If you're not comfortable with that at this point, just make fun of the color of it. Like, why are they black sweatshirts? Nobody wears black sweatshirts, right? That's it. All right, now I need someone to be the hero. Now I just need one more person. And you may not do this with little kids depending, but I need a bystander. And your job is to do one thing. Pretend you're, sit there. You're the accomplice. Okay. Your job is just to pretend that you're watching a movie. Because I'm gonna say cut, and we're gonna rewind the tape, and you're gonna say one thing that you like and one thing they could do better. When I have longer periods of time, I'll go through each person. One thing she did well, one thing she did well, one thing he did well, one thing they could do better. Always tell them what they did better first. That's from this DuPont safety training. You always tell someone what they did. When you need to correct someone because of their behavior or their action, tell them what they did well first. Then tell them what they could correct. Practice this. Bully drill 1, take 1, and action. I like to say showtime, but that's what Mr. Incredible said when he landed on the island. He's like, showtime. And that's how some of these kids know me, is Mr. I forgot my Mr. Incredible shirt. It's in the car. Darn it! Gah! I'm gonna do, darn it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Bully drill. Take 1.
Take 1.
No. Bro! Bully drill, take 1.
Action.
Why are you wearing that?
Why would you even come to school in a sweatshirt like that? What's the purpose?
Excuse me, but you're not really being very nice right
This
now.
isn't really your conversation right now, is it?
Well, now
I'm
it is.
more concerned about the sweatshirt.
My average sweatshirt.
Why?
It's what he wears. It's not his fault that he has it. His parents buys his clothes. No one makes fun of your clothes, so why should you make fun of his?
Why not?
Well, it's not fair for you to be mean to him like that. It's not the right thing to do.
So?
So, it's not nice for you to do that. So please stop.
All right, pause. Now look, some big time stuff happened here. All right, number 1, she jumped into action great, right? But she did a horrible job because she had one job.
I forgot to take him away.
Take him away. That was it. It wasn't a horrible job. I'm just playing. He started out acting pretty good, right? But he broke the only rule I gave him, which was don't talk. Now look, we know one of the activators for fear and anxiety is courage and confidence, right? I don't mind him breaking that rule because his whole life he was not supposed to say anything. Not supposed to say anything. Because he's the target. And he's never going to break that rule. But this time he just broke the rule, so I'm okay with that. She did, was very authentic, right? She kind of fumbled towards the end because she didn't really know what to say because it was awkward, right? But that's the point of a bully drill. The first ones never turn out good. It may take weeks to really get it. All right, back to your places. Now, here's what I do, is I add some context real quick. I'm gonna give my man some context here. So after she takes you away this time, right, just read this in your head right here, all right? This is what you're gonna say once she takes you away. You got it? Do you know why you're wearing that sweatshirt now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Some context. Everything changes with context, right? Bully drill 1, take 2.
Action.
Oh my God, why would you come to school in something like that? Didn't you even look in the mirror before you showed up this morning or something? What are you doing?
I'm getting him away from the problem.
Since when was I the problem here? The problem is that sweatshirt.
That sweatshirt is his, and you have no right to make fun of it.
I don't really know what to say.
Thanks. The only reason I wear that sweatshirt is because it makes me feel safe. Because I was scared of her because my grandma passed away when I was 7. It's hers. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. It's okay.
Perfect. Now look. There's no context before. She may have overheard that. Grandma gave him that sweatshirt. She lost it a couple years ago. Makes him feel safe. Maybe if she'd known that, it would have changed. All right? Give the hat to somebody, quick. You can't give the cape, but give the goggles, give the sweatshirt to somebody. All right, there's our first bully drill. All right, and bully drill number 3, take 1.
Action.
Action! Just shake your booty.
What's this stupid thing? You loser. That's dumb.
Oh my god.
No, stay there, stay there, stay there.
Where'd you get that?
Dude, I love this flamingo. You should. Can you would. Okay. Dude, I love this flamingo. It's so cool. I wish I had a flamingo. I'm gonna take this flamingo and I'm gonna give it to you.
You're still a loser.
No, oh, come on. Listen, if you have that flamingo, it means you're cool. Because if you have a flamingo, I mean, who has a flamingo? I bet you they don't have a flamingo. You have a flamingo. Now let's go play with the flamingo farm.
Cut! Ready? So we got bully drill number 4. Take 1.
Action.
Why are you late to class? Good students take pride in what they do. They don't come in late, they don't show up wearing old clothes, and they do their homework most of the time. They're not being a good student, and you're not a good example for anyone in this room.
Easy! Chippy Christmas! Okay, I'm just kidding. You're doing great. Talk about authentic. Go, sit down.
I'm sorry that you just wasted 5 minutes of your life and you will never get back.
Stop! Jeez, go back to teaching.
As I was talking about before, we're going to learn about the Pythagorean theorem. That looks like, according to the Pythagorean theorem,
Get your friends. Ding, 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 class is over. Leave.
I heard what she was talking to you about, and I know that that's not right. You probably have a good reason for being late.
Thanks. Yesterday was my brother Logan's birthday. He passed away 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. No one should really ever treat anybody like that.
Thanks.
Cut! Oh. Look, I always let these bully drills, go ahead and sit down. I let these bully drills go really awkward places because it's not my job to figure it out. When you're out there in the wild, the hallway, you gotta figure it out. And these kids gotta figure it out. We never taught them how to figure it out. That's what you're gonna teach them. But a lot of times I'm just showing you that you gotta just let them go. And let them figure it out, and then watch the tape, play it back, tell them what they did well, and tell them what they could do better, right? Based on your experience and things you've gone through. Now, we're about ready. They're probably standing outside the door. Is this 3rd grade?
This is the 1st grade.
Oh, 1st grade class. So, and nobody has problem being vulnerable with the 1st grader. So you're gonna bring them in.
3rd grade.
Oh, I thought it was 3rd grade, yeah. So it'd be a little bit higher level. But then you take those kids and you say, listen, you're gonna be the bad guy, you're gonna be the good guy, and all we're gonna do is make fun of the color of someone's shirt. Nothing else, right? And then you're gonna just do the A, and I'll say, okay, it's time for the A. And then I'm just gonna let you play. Okay, it's time for the B. Make someone be their buddy, show them, don't tell them. And then C, show them how to confront the situation, how to stop it. I don't really care how you do it. You just gotta do it, and then you gotta let them do it. And action, and then let them do it. And it's gonna be goofy, and they're gonna laugh, and it's gonna be awkward and weird, and it's okay, because they're gonna practice. Just the ABCs. You're gonna do A, I'm gonna let you go after you introduce yourself to them, find out who their superhero is. Then you're gonna do, and I'm gonna say, cut, everybody, we're gonna go to B now. I'm gonna do a little review. I'm gonna make them sit right down here and I'm gonna talk to them, all right? So just turn your chair around. Hey. Whoa, hey, right here. Bro, you don't look very happy. Can you read? What does that say? All right, have a seat right here, quick. Everybody just sit right on this carpet here. This is what we're gonna do, students. You're all gonna, in a second, stand up, and we're gonna do a bully drill. Somebody is gonna pretend to be the bully, and all your job to do is to make fun of the person's shirt. Someone's gonna be the victim or the target that gets bullied, and their only job is to be sad, to show a sad face.
I'm really good at that.
He's really good at that. So your only job is to show a sad face. So the bully is going to make fun of the person's shirt. The person that's getting bullied is just going to show a sad face, like a big sad lip, or put their head down and be really sad. And then someone's going to be the superhero. And that superhero is going to jump into action within 10 seconds. And they're going to use just the A, which is take the person away. All right? On the count of 3. On your mark. 3. Dude, that was brilliant. Brilliant. Remember to tell them what they did well and what they could do better. Remember to tell them what they did well and what they could do better. Remember to tell them what they did well and what they could do better. Remember to tell them what they did well and what they could do better. Remember to tell them what they did well and what they could do better. Don't forget to tell them what they could do well and what they could do better.
You're the hero. So she's going to stand up right here. She is going to make fun of her. And you lead the superhero. You got to bring her from the situation. We're going to go over here now. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's what we're trying to learn.
I didn't know.
It's awful tempting. I got to stop myself. Cut! Everybody have a seat. All right. Now, a couple other little quick things. I went around and told everybody, make sure you rotate your positions. Don't forget to tell them what they did well and what they could do better. Give them some suggestions. My man over here blew my mind because as I was walking around, these two wanted a particular role. And what did he do? I didn't tell him. What did you say to do?
I said do rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. They pounded it out and then they got going. So it was good. So you can remind them that they all get a chance to rotate, tell them what they did well, what they could do better. All right, the next one we're going to do is B, buddy. So this time, somebody gets their feelings hurt. The victim or target is still not allowed to say anything. Then the bully has to walk away. And the person has to act really sad. Adults on the floor, right? You got to try and get them to be more and more authentic. It's going to get a lot better. It was really hard, wasn't it, in the beginning? They start laughing and giggling and saying, I can't do this. It gets better as they practice more. It's like your first fire drill. It's like when they do stop, drop, and roll. They couldn't do it the first time. It gets better as they practice. So the next one is B, buddy.
You're spinning.
Wow. It's amazing. I need some of those. It's like when you go into an elevator. You walk into an elevator, right? Let's pretend this is the elevator. So you walk into an elevator, right? When there's people in there, you do this. Ding. Right? The next time you walk into an elevator, right? Just walk in, because you just did this, right? You went like this and went ding. The next time you walk into an elevator, just do this. Like with all the people here. and just look at them. It's awkward, right? It's weird. That's vulnerability. You're practicing your own vulnerability. But you know what's really creepy and weird? When there's some girl over there that everybody thinks is a loser, and she's sitting over there by herself. That's the one reason you won't go sit with her. Because you're weird, because you're weird person. You're a weird person.
Listen, he's talking about how to handle it, and now he's calling me weird.
Well, I'm seeing if you, well, I want to see it. See, now you just made yourself vulnerable right there, right? You got like a little aggressive with me, actually. I saw it in your eyes.
Don't worry, I can handle myself.
He steps on me with his robot leg.
That's my good leg. It weighs more than my
So,
leg.
so I'm saying all this is practicing for these kids so that when they get to high school, they're going to have some of these similar situations. Right now it's goofy and it's silly. But as you guys progress with bully drills, you'll get more serious with them. And then you'll bring in more real situations, something that happened to you. What grade are you in now? 9th. So something happened to you in 5th grade or 6th grade or 7th grade, a situation, or it happened to a friend of yours where you saw somebody not being treated the right way. And that eventually you're going to build a bully drill based on something that you saw for real. Ooh, is this 7th grade? What? You look so old. Are you shaving yet? 1st grade.
Bad things, the things that were making her sad. They didn't talk to each other.
I loved how you two came down to their level. Brilliant. Brilliant. Great start.
You be the bully. Okay, I'm the bully. 1, 2, 3, go.
Unicorns are so last year. It's all about dragons now. You need a dragon shirt. What do you do? You gotta go see her.
She says that unicorns are so last year and dragons are this year.
It's a little tricky, isn't it? Yes. Oh my God, you're gonna wear it. You're the first old person that's ever worn that.
Okay, so get to the bully. Ready? Go.
I told you not to wear those shoes. Yeah, I like these shoes.
Oh my gosh, those shoes are amazing. Where'd you get them? That's amazing. That's a great place. Good job.
Can I hold it now? Can I hold it?
No. Don't drop it, please. Easy. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Don't drop it. Say. Cut! Yes, one more.
I can.
What is this?
Tattoo.
Of?
It's the tree of life.
All right, well, tell me about it. I mean, why do you have it?
People depict it as like resembling like family and everything. I made it resemble like my family here at school because they helped me get to the point where I am today.
Come on. Dude, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard
Her family here at school because they help her get through stuff. So she has a tattoo on her arm. Think about that, bro. Think about how profound that is. Like most of us rely on our families at home to get through stuff. But you got somebody that's coming to school and relying on other people. Dude, that's big time. Like most people can't even comprehend that. I have a hard time comprehending that. Let me wrap it up here. That was good. Now 6th grade. The old people, there's a couple of them, are going to come to your room, and we're probably going to build like 4-person bully drill, so you'll have 1 old person, maybe 2 in your group, and a couple days a week for the next 6 weeks. It'll be quick. They're going to come with a specific bully drill in mind that they decide, that they build, something that maybe they went through when they were younger, and then they're going to run through it with you. We're also going to add some costumes into it, because as you get older, you got to start looking silly and goofy. You can dress up a little kid in a costume, it's okay. But when I take a 6th grader and I'm like, do, stop, drop, and roll. When I take a 6th grader and I put them up in a silly costume and I say, now your job is to jump into action and go help that kid that stinks, that's a hard thing to do. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to come for the next couple weeks and they're going to practice these ABCs. Now, the one thing they may throw in the mix is, I've already seen a few of you, because I've been observing you 6th graders, and some of you already have some superpowers, right? Like my man here could be real goofy, right? Now, only reason I say that is not to embarrass him, but there may be a situation where somebody does something and his goofiness may make that person feel better. That goofiness may stop a bullying situation or someone that's being mean to someone. That's his superpower. There's nothing goofy about that. That's his superpower. And some of you are really, really smart. Where is she? And that's her superpower. So her superpower may distract a situation. If I were her teacher or somebody trying to get her to use her superpowers, I would find a situation where I could use her superpowers to help somebody. That intelligence. Somebody may be having a real hard time. They may get picked on because they can't read well or they can't do this well. I would just activate her real life superpowers and she would help them. And she might change their life. She might even save their life someday because she might make them feel amazing because she used her superpower. So as you get into 6th grade, we like to activate people's real superpowers. I gave you the starter pack. Take someone away, become someone's buddy, or confront the situation. So they may start activating your superpowers. Depends how far we get into this over the next couple weeks. But you're going to get to know these folks, and they're going to come with real live bully drill situations of things, and this is where you got to trust 6th grade, of things that you're really going to face or maybe already facing that you need help with. And teachers, as we get this, and Rick, make this note, that don't be afraid, and this is going to take some vulnerability on your part, 6th grade. If you got a situation that's hard for you to deal with, or you see a friend of yours dealing with, and you don't know what to do, let's bring it to these old people. Because these old people have probably gone through it already. And they might be able to help you, or they may bring the drill to the whole group. You don't have to use someone's name and say, oh, it was me, or it was my friend Joe. You just start talking about the situation, and we'll figure it out together. See that? That's a superhero mindset. All right? Say goodbye to your old people and get out. Is what?
What occurred to me was, you know, what's the traditional way that when you or I, growing up, saw somebody in trouble, getting picked on, getting pushed around, like what would we normally do?
Nothing.
Nothing, right. But if we were going to intervene, we'd see, right? We'd confront, like we might be physical, we might even go, like our first move might be if kids getting pushed, we're going to push them back, or we're going to get physical and be violent.
Sure.
Put our hands on a kid. What I love about this is you're using kids' personality, using their superpowers, you know, their goofiness, their, you know, distracting the bully, so to speak, distracting the person who's getting picked on to take them away. So I love it that it's non-confrontational. For the most part. Sure. So I don't know if I don't know if that's something they.
Well, I think what we'll do is as we move forward with this, we're gonna do. My job, hopefully, is to Skype with them once every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks.
Okay, and sometimes it's hard to step in because it kind of escalates. It's already gotten beyond the point of stepping in. right? And then have...
She's taking this stuff from the surveys from her teacher, the things that the teachers thought. It's very important that the teachers have a voice in it. They are sitting back here at their desk watching. You talk about things like this?
We debriefed today. We're going to debrief today.
Yeah, we're supposed to debrief from 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
So
we're going to debrief in a little bit.
I would love for you to interject if you can.
I also want to tell them I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
With,
well, save that.
Yeah,
save that.
Yeah.
Whoa! Wait! We're the first person ever that can balance it by looking down. It's unbelievable! How is she doing it? Dun dun dun!
She wins.
Oh, you win. Good job.
Don't go all the way down.
I don't care. I'm just gonna keep going.
What are you doing?
Yeah!
7, 8, 9, 10, 127. Oh yeah, 1,000. 36. 625.
Damn, come on, baby. Come on.
I'll do a plank. Let's do some planks. You're gonna plank.
Where'd you go, baby? Where'd you go?
This plank.
There you go. Alright. Alright. I'm not gonna win that one.
My good friend here will beat him in an arm wrestling contest. Now, just trust me. Now, the only thing is, since you are so much bigger and so much older, okay, she gets to use one arm and one finger.
Okay.
That's it.
One arm and one finger.
And she'll beat you.
Okay.
Okay, and you gotta try as hard as you can.
All right.
I got $100 on this. $100, right? So I'll make it serious. I'm not joking. There it is, $100. If he wins, he can have it. Now look at him, look at him, look at him.
We get ourselves into it.
No. So here's the deal. One arm and one finger. All right, so lock it up.
Do I go right?
No.
That's what I
You want to go right arm or left arm? What's your?
So now look. Now here's the deal.
It's gonna be okay.
Now here's the deal. You got a finger? Now this finger goes inside here.
Okay.
All right. Now listen carefully to me, okay? Now this is a lesson in physics.
Isn't awkward.
This is a lesson in physics. If the finger comes out, you gotta start over.
Okay.
All right. Now all you have to do is keep this elbow above these hands, and there's no physical way he can beat you. Really?
I got strapped.
And you just pull with this.
Yes.
All right.
If you win, I get it because I'm your favorite.
Now if the finger comes out, we start over. All right.
Now we start over.
Yep. On your mark.
You ready?
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Go. I want money.
Showtime. What's wrong, Mr. Zadorian? Come on, bro. $100.
Go, please. I want money.
Put him down. Now watch. I'll just show you. It's not a joke. When you do this, hand up, finger in.
You're so much bigger than us.
What'd you say?
You're so much bigger than us.
So now watch. Even if one of you, right, helps me, pull. Okay. Just no. Pull, right? Pull. Give it up. Her elbow went down. But the point is, physics says that, put it in there, in order for me, right, I don't understand the laws of physics this too deep, right, but I have to pull everything over, all of her body weight over this in order to put her down. I can't do it. It's impossible, right? So if she just holds this up, now you don't even have to pull if you do this at home. All you have to do is wait for him to get tired. So, ready? Just hold. Because impossible.
Money?
Money for what? No, he didn't win. Bad. All right. Have a seat. Face your chairs the other way.
Where's her $100?
What happened?
Where's her $100?
No, she didn't get him. He won. He got the $100.
So what? But why?
I'm no foolish. You guys missed that. Rick just tried to trip me. All right. So, Mr. Zadorian, you want to come up and start it? So, Mr. Zadorian wanted to come up and talk a little bit.
So, I haven't been here for the whole time today, but I want to just say a couple things to you guys that occurred to me. First thing is when I was growing up and there was a conflict like that you're seeing these bully types of situations, most of the time if you were going to intervene, most of the time nobody intervened. Number one, there was, right? We learned that today, that only 4% of the time, I think, right?
Between 4 and 10%.
4 and 10% of the time somebody actually jumps into action and does something. But most of the time nobody did anything. But when they did, usually it was something physical. Like if I was going to intervene, say if Stella and Karis were having an issue, I'd jump in and I might get physical with Stella or push her or push Karis and try to break up the fight and almost fight myself, right? So we'd be pushing or shoving and get physical. What I love about the Sweethearts and Heroes methods is it uses your superpowers. Like you could be goofy. You could just walk up and distract her and say, hey, I love your sneakers. Oh, great shirt. Let's go, let's go for, or hey, we gotta go get that homework assignment from Mrs. Thompson or whoever, right? So distracting the person using your superhero skills or your superpowers to help the person in need, take them away, be their buddy, confront or call for help, right? So what's really cool is you've been given some skills that don't involve getting physical, being violent with each other, which is typically what you see when there's a conflict, right? And sometimes it even erupts into a fight or something like that at school. So hopefully these types of skills, the more we teach our younger students, you guys teach our younger students, you're gonna see less violence in our schools. And we know right now that that's a really, really big issue. It's a scary issue for students, for staff members and families every day in schools, right? So the more we can teach these skills to our younger students and they can teach them to each other, the less violence we're going to see, I think, in the classrooms. So that's one point. The second thing I wanted to say is you guys are tremendous. I am so impressed with the work you've done today. This is one short training that you've done with Rick and Tom, and I just was walking around listening to some of the conversations that you were having with our younger students, and I was blown away. You guys sound like teachers. You sound like superheroes. So to me, this day's been amazing. You guys have done a phenomenal job. This is just the tip of the iceberg. You've sort of cracked through the tip, but you've done such a great job. I was talking to a couple students here and there, just kind of saying, hey, wow, boy, you really got a hold of this already. So you should be feeling really good about yourselves. We're proud of you, and thank you for volunteering for this. It's such an important job that you have. And so again, thank you. Keep up the good work, and we're looking forward to great things. So, all right.
So Ms. Brown's gonna give you a link. One of the things I'm gonna ask you to do, and I would love everybody to do it, you don't have to do it right now, she's just gonna send a link to this group. We gotta find a way to link up this group somehow, whatever social media event you wanna use.
Middle school students, you guys have Gmail, right? Yeah. You do? Okay, so I can get all their email addresses, do one.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So email's old school though, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I tell kids, I'll just email me. They're like, come on, man, I'll just get you up on Snapchat. So, anyway, we're going to connect this group, because this is the group that's going to move Fonda into the future. All right? I'm going to send you a link to a Flipgrid. You ever use Flipgrid? All right, it's cool. It's a thing that they use in schools sometimes, and it's a minute and a half or less. You'll get a topic. It'll say B.R.A.V.E.S. It'll say you're initiating program, and you're just gonna hit the button in front of your computer. I have the app on my phone, and it'll just record you saying something about the program.
So from the bully drill training, I really liked how Tom was really interactive with all of us, and he was really funny, and he really made us all feel welcome, because I was not part of character council, so I was like coming in as like an outsider, and I really was like uncomfortable and like kind of like socially awkward, and he just was really good about bringing everyone in, and he was really nice about just making us all feel welcome. And I loved how he had his camera out, and that really like kind of made us feel really goofy and like really funny. And I really liked how he went through the presentation. If there was one thing that he could change, it was because we were short on time, but I feel like he went through everything quick, and I didn't really understand what he was saying all the time. But it's also because we were also kind of short on time, and with the time we were eating lunch and everything. I really liked how he talked about play, and I liked how he talked about how you can learn through experiences, and these kids are supposed to be learning through experience. You could tell he was really well educated on everything that he said, and that he was just really passionate. And what I learned from it is that I learned that like I can make change too, because he was just really passionate, and he just encouraged us all to make change, and I really liked that a lot. So I think he did a great job on what he did.
If you want to put a goofy face in front of it or something, so your face isn't on there, I don't care. But you just got to tell us what you thought of today. And something's going to hit you, and you're just going to get in front of your phone and be like, I thought it was awesome. I had these kids that did this, or I learned this, I learned that, I'm excited about this. Or you could be like, it wasn't that great. It doesn't bother me one bit. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I just got to learn. And the only way I can learn is from you. I'll say that again, because most teachers won't say that. The only way I can learn is from you. You're in the middle of it, not me, right? I already been through it, different time period, ancient history. You're in the middle of it now. So if I'm really going to change the world and save lives, I got to learn from you. So you get on Flipgrid. Our plan in the future is, Mary and I'll come up with it every other week. We're going to get on Skype. I'll probably get some kind of other device or other program so I can record it. So those of you that can't watch it or can't be there, I'll just record it, and we'll get on there. We'll have a conversation. I may bring 1 or 2 topics and re-talk about vulnerability, re-talk about play, re-talk about some stuff. But the big thing is, like, we have to hear from you, because we're going to ask you to bring costumes into the 1st grade, 3rd grade, 6th grade. Some of you will just be assigned to 1st grade. Some of you will just be assigned to 6th grade. Some of you will just be assigned to 3rd grade. And don't be bummed out if you're like, I wanted the widow guys. I don't want these smelly 6th graders. They don't know how to shower yet. That's inappropriate, isn't it? I was waiting for someone to call me out on it. Jeez. We just trained. God. How rude. That's right. That's a hard age. So my point is, some of you are going to want to be 1st grade, 3rd grade, 6th grade. It's okay. Because our goal is, you see the immature brain kicking around back there? I love it, bro. Bro. I called him a bro. Right? I'm not a teacher.
Hey, bro. Answer this question.
So listen, I know we've been here a long time and you've been doing great. Just stay with me for a few more minutes. So some of you might even decide to drop out and be like, this isn't for me. I'm cool with that. And some of you are going to decide to stay. But really, the groundwork that you all lay, you could come back here in 5 or 10 years and know that you were the ones that started the B.R.A.V.E.S program, and then you may see a B.R.A.V.E.S program in another school somewhere else. You're gonna. We've already got a dozen schools that are begging us to do this at their school. But we got to pilot it here. We got to learn. We got to put it together. Remember, your bully drills are going to be a mess. Don't be afraid of that. And don't be like, oh, that was terrible today. That's okay. Because sometimes you have great play sessions and sometimes you just have average ones. You remember when you were a kid and you had some play sessions that were awesome. And some were just like, That's okay. Get creative, get vulnerable. They got to see you do it. Remember to listen to them. It's easy to do what I'm doing to you right now, just broadcast. And then you find yourself just broadcasting. I took 2 teachers out of the situation. I don't know if anyone caught that. But there were 2 teachers that came over and started trying to tell you what to do or directing stuff. I'm like, no, just let them alone. Let them play. It's okay, right? They'll figure it out. And we'll have teachers will be able to comment on those Skype calls that we have and give you some good feedback, because you got to learn too, right? You got to get coached, right? I always tell kids all the time, if you want to learn anything, just get a coach, right? That's all you got to do in life. And as you get older, there's 2 kinds of experience in life. You got expensive experience and inexpensive. And expensive is, I'll try it myself, I'll figure it out. And a wise person, they eventually understand. It's easier to say, hey, could you teach me about the Pythagorean theorem? Instead of just trying to figure it out. And then you get to the end of the line quick when you do that. So come on, boys and girls, everybody. Come on, everybody, gather around, boys and girls.
I'm saving that. I'm going to. I just need to get it.
Bro, don't forget me. Please.
It's so much sassier than I thought it looked on me. Like, you've taken it to
Okay, so wait, what's the one?
Showtime Tommy, look at this.
So it's time for the
I want to be part of this Skype call, but I got to go out here and see some kids first. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up, man? What's up?
I know, yeah, go get it.
I did.
You did? Let's go down here.
What are you doing? He's vlogging.
Yeah, bro.
He's just a vlogger, dude. He's a vlogger, dude.
Dude, this might be my new look.
He's a vlogger, dude.
Dude, say it.
Vlogger, dude.
Team right there. Team.
Yeah! How are you? Honey, did you have a good day?
Oh, amazing. Where
Me
you going?
too. Where am I going home? No, see, one of the librarians was out, so I was going between the 2 schools today, so I didn't get down. But how is life treating you?
Incredible.
Nice, and you had a good day in Fonda.
Fantastic.
This is like one of the best
I got to hang out with her.
This is one of the best schools to come to, isn't it?
Beyond.
Do you know what? I can never wipe the smile off my face being here.
Hey, why would you want to?
I'm so blessed to be in Fonda.
I'm so blessed to be in Fonda. It doesn't get any better than that, baby. Braves, baby. We're going to change the world with this thing. All right, so we just got done the Braves program here, and I've got my partner in crime,
How you doing?
Mary Brown. Mary actually was instrumental in setting up the Braves program here at Fonda, Fultonville. And Mary and I have been working on this for a couple months, really back and forth. So Mary, you got a chance to see the Braves program. What'd you think?
I thought it was amazing. I have seen students who just are like blossoming into being leaders that I've not seen before. They are so ready to go and help younger students. It's so generative and it's so exciting for me just to watch them all on their own. Well,
Cool.
with you guiding them, but
Well,
seriously.
all I was doing was modeling the behavior. And, you know, I think you got to show kids and not tell them. So for me, it's about showing them, and then you just got to let them go.
And I think now they actually believe that this can happen, that this can work. I think going through the process, they were hesitant yesterday, especially the 8th grade kids.
Yeah.
Were hesitant today. They watched it unfold before their eyes. They really feel like they can do this. And they couldn't wait to sign up to actually work with the classroom.
What was cool was we did a general assembly, and then we said, sign up if you want to. And, you know, I thought maybe kids would be like, oh.
I got more names than we could possibly have imagined. So I have a whole trove of students next year that I can pull from to be a part of this program.
Brilliant, huh?
So it's amazing.
We'll see what happens.
I'm thrilled.
I think we're going to change the world.
I think so.
Boom.
Boom. It's happening.
Right.